Coach Reed, and I got next.
SLT Nation, welcome back to another episode of Sports Life Talk. You got next, and we got a very special one in the store for you guys today. Sit back, relax, grab you an ice cold water, and prepare to be blessed by HBCU's finest, Jackson State's women's head coach. Tomekia Reed is in the building. Before we get to coach, we got to introduce myself. I am the Raging Cajun, the Louisianimal, the mouth of the South himself, Mr. B. Jones. I'm rocking alongside of my colleague, my partner in crime, the head coach, KT. How you doing today, coach?
I'm doing great, but just don't look away because I may be gone. But, you know, I'm trying my best to be here.
Hey, well, hang tight, sit tight, because we got a really good one, and I'm very excited about that. If you are rocking with us for the first time, thank y'all for stopping by our channel. We truly, truly appreciate it. We promised y'all that we was going to get y'all some great content, some big and bad athletes and coaches who got big dreams and are achieving big things, and today we did not disappoint. But before we get to Coach Reed's story, we got to share and we got to do the tradition of subscribing. All right. So on the count of 3, we need all of you guys out there to smash that subscribe button. And remember, it don't cost you anything, but you are signing up for a lot of great content and great stories, and more stuff for 2021 is coming your way. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Don't the ass smell cleaner? It just feels good. I don't know why. I feel a little lighter now that we got that done. All right, so let's go to the SWAC, where we can talk about, man, a highly efficient, probably one of the jazziest coaches I've ever seen do her thing. And by the end of this episode, I'm gonna have y'all singing something with me. Come where them rings at. Come where them rings at. You know what I'm saying? There it is. Come where the rings at. Coach Reed, how you feeling?
Doing good. How are y'all? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we so excited about it. After everything is surface level until you start peeling back those layers, and then when you start peeling back the layers, you start getting intimate with a person's past and where they are, what it takes to get them there, and you realize that this person has a lot to offer the world. And so this is probably going to be a great 30 minutes for anybody who decided to rock with us. But Coach, before we can get to that story, we got to get you initiated. That's just the way we do things around here. It's like you don't let them come out there and just start running plays. You got to warm them up. Coach. You got to take them through a couple of drills. Get their minds right, conditions. All right, let's go.
But you forgot one thing, though, B.
What's that?
She's in a sorority, remember? So she knows a little bit about stuff like that.
Oh, that's right. Shout out to all our Delta Sigma Thetas out there. Look at it. I better not throw that up.
Nah,
no, all in the comments.
You know how many Q's gonna come after you, man? We ain't doing it. All right, Coach. So to initiate you into the SLT family, you got to give us your top 5 hip hop artists.
I would have to say Cardi B.
If it's up, then it's up.
Hey, Cardi B, my player is gonna laugh because I don't listen to this type of music every so often. So I'll say Cardi B. I'll say Drake. It's a little baby.
You like Meg? You like Meg Thee Stallion?
Megan Thee Stallion, yes. That's my nickname sometimes around the city.
I was about to say, now you kind of give me that Meg vibes a little bit.
Yes, I love Megan Thee Stallion. So what's that, 4?
That's 4.
You gotta give us a throwback. Give us a throwback. Somebody you listened to growing up.
Growing up, LL Cool J was my dude.
LL Cool J.
Yes.
So you're a round-the-way girl? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
That I Need Love was
yeah.
Man, that introduced real love right there.
He made it cool for rappers to show that other side of themselves. So yeah, I Need Love. All right, so tell us your favorite sports teams.
My favorite sports teams are, I'm a big Boston Celtics fan. Yeah, I was rocking with them when they were winning back in the day, and the transition. I hadn't been keeping up with it much, but I love the Boston Celtics. And on the women's side, I like the Los Angeles Sparks.
I'm a Tia Cooper fan myself.
And football, I like the Saints.
Who that? Oh my goodness. You making this show easy for me, Coach Reed. Oh. Show some love to the black and gold.
It was going so well until she said that. But you know what? Coach, this show is about you. It is not about me. All right, so who is your favorite superhero and why?
I would just have to say, because I grew up watching him, Superman. And Superman evolved over the years from different characters, but each one was still really good. So I would have to say Superman. We grew up watching Batman too, and I like the concept of Batman having Robin. I like that because, as a head coach, we always have our right hand.
Yeah.
But I would say Superman because he's just always evolved and he's just always the man, and, he's just always getting it done.
I'm glad you mentioned Batman, though, because I'm Batman on the show, and of course I got my Robin over here, so I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Brother, you are pushing it.
I know. I had to go get that one. All right, Coach, since every good superhero, they need their own theme music, what would your theme song be?
Bring them out. Bring them out.
Oh,
Bring them out. Yeah.
All right, B-Joes, I feel comfortable with allowing Coach Reed into our family.
Hey, welcome to the family, Coach Reed, and we gonna come where them rings at. Hey, show him the ring. Show him the ring one time. Show it to him.
Where the rings reside. Where the rings reside. Where the
Ooh,
rings.
where the rings reside. That's two of them, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking the two-time SWAC champion, 2020 SWAC Coach of the Year, and Jackson, Mississippi's finest, Coach Tomekia Reed. Now, Coach, what was that like? Coming up out of Jackson, you born and raised, and you get to You was a recruiting coordinator for Jackson State. Then you left. You came down to the bayou, hung out with my peoples for a little while, all over the state of Louisiana. And then you come back to accomplish your dream feat. What was that like?
It was an amazing feeling. When I was at Jackson State as an assistant coach, I always knew I wanted to be a head coach there. But I knew I needed to venture out and get experience on other levels and at other institutions, especially predominantly white institutions. And, to be right here from Jackson, growing up in the community, listening to Jackson State band. I didn't go to Jackson State, but I grew up at the football games. I grew up listening to the band. I went to their camps, And so to come back into my community to serve is just truly an honor. So, it's a dream come true for sure.
It's so much to unpack with this story, Coach. I don't even know where to get started. There's so much good stuff. Now, I watched your press conference when you took over the team. You could tell that it was an amazing accomplishment for you. What you set out to do a couple of things on that day, and so far, how was that coming along for you? That mission, that drive, that determination, that influence, and that infusion of energy into the program. How'd you change that culture?
When I interviewed, when I walked in the room, it was a table full of 15 people. And I had my big Louis Vuitton purse. They didn't know what was inside it. But it was an NCAA National Championship small replica trophy that we had won when I was an assistant. I had 2 SWAC championship rings that we had won. And I had a SWAC championship hat and a net. And I pulled it out one by one throughout my interview when they asked me if I had any final words. And I said, I want to get this program back to this level. And so going into the press conference, I said some of the same things. I told them I wanted more hardware. I had given myself a 4-year plan. I had given them a 4-year plan. And to, in amazement, year 4 happened in year 1. Year 4 happened again in year 2. We kind of bypassed year 1, 2, and 3. It's been crazy. And so not something that you go in and do right away. It's just been a true blessing because, I've done a lot of research and I just wanted to see how many coaches have turned a program around this fast. A program with players that they didn't recruit. And I can truly tell you, God was so in control of that boat. and he still is. And it's just been it's been a joyful ride for me, y'all, because it's been unbelievable.
All right, Coach, so I got a question for you. I got a little trivia for the SLT Nation, and I want y'all to be the first one in the comments to answer this question. Who was the first African-American female coach to coach live on NBA TV? I'll wait. That is right, Coach Reed. Now, you just accomplished so much. It is absolutely crazy. Now, one thing that I noticed and that I find pretty impressive is your relationship with the girls. Now, I know that you don't put highlight videos out with you being, getting in somebody's stuff. There's a couple of videos and you tell them like, hey, you're not doing your job, do your job. But for the most part, I'm watching all these reels, you're dancing, you're doing stuff, you swagging with the kids. Is that something that's just kind of a new era, something that you're doing different, or where does this come from?
That's me. That's my personality. And when I was an assistant coach for 12 years, I was always the most liked assistant coach. And so that just kind of carried on with me when I became a head coach. Now, I thought I got to get tough. I got to close my office door. I can't talk to them. I can't be cool with them, or they're not going to respect me. That was my initial thought. But when I got to Jackson State, it's all about relationships. A lot of times, y'all, we don't get the 5-star athletes all the time. The 5-star athletes that come in and all they want to do is just hoop. They don't care about relationships. They don't care about anything but getting to the next level. We don't get that type of player all the time. So it's really about building relationships, or you'll lose these kids. They won't play with you. And so we try to have a lot of fun. And one thing I've noticed, when we get between those lines, they give me everything that they have because of what we do together outside the lines.
Now, I can tell you this. Even if your ball club was 0-30, you would be the first person I can look at and say, you make 0-30 look good. Coach, you on the sideline looking like a model. What is going on? You got Louis, you got a Gucci belt on. I mean, it is crazy. You rocking all of these name brand clothes. You sharp. Every single game. Is that part of your image, your brand? Tell us about that.
Yeah, the players like swag now. When I step in behind Dawn Stacie at South Carolina, she be rocking her Fendi. She's rocking, all that on the sideline. So Gucci, when I step in, coming in the house behind her, I gotta bring it. I don't want you to look at, they go little Jackson State. No, here come Jackson State. And so our players love it. Don't let me come in not looking good. Oh, they're gonna kill me. Coach, what's wrong with you? I can't come to practice looking bad.
Yeah.
They make sure I am on my P's and Q's. They make sure I'm looking good. And so I love it. I love when I come in the locker room and they go, oh my God, look at Coach. So every game they do that. They are looking for what we have on. So I love it. Anything with my girl.
I was looking at Coach too.
All right, don't you get in trouble. Hey, I'll say this though. Back in the day, did you notice it's been like a transition? It used to be like softball and volleyball. They were known to be like the ones who dress up and, care about their appearance, and hoopers just hooped. On the female side, now that has totally changed.
It has. You have females now. This lipstick that I have on, they playing in lipstick. They playing in eyelashes. And I'm like, how y'all playing that? And so, but no, they are so into their, but again, y'all, you got social media and you got some of these players on my team have 10,000 followers and I got 3, so it's like they're popular. People are following them. I guess sex and image sells right now. And so it's a big thing.
Coach, you got about 8,000 followers. I'm not gonna let you ride with that 3. We already know. All right, now you talked about your class. We talked about it off stage, how you got your class signed. We probably not gonna do. We don't have enough time to go through all the special stars you signed, but I saw something that caught my eye. The first thing is that you came from a recruiting coordinator background, and personally, I think that's unfair because I think everything that you do is you kind of follow your stories. You could tell that you are doing things to make this program seem very home-like, to seem like family. Like you say, the style, the fashion, it goes a long way of you being a recruit. But then I saw that you put a message out hey, transfer portal, come to Jackson State. It's all I need you to do is focus on your academics, want to win, and you listed out a laundry list of criteria, and you said, hey, slide in my DMs if you want to come be a part of this. So now I've never seen somebody do that, actively recruit the transfer portal. Tell us about, and then you, and I hate to say this, it was successful.
Yeah.
You got some great kids that came in.
Yeah, people like a little mess, so we try to be classy messy sometimes. And, just to draw that attention, because I don't want you to think we know punks, we out here. We out here to compete. We want the top players, we want our program to be at the top. We want national recognition. And so the transfer portal at that time was booming. Believe it or not, I had that flyer for about 3 months before I posted it. And I said, I kept telling my staff, it's not the right time. It's not the right time. And right when the season was over, that thing was booming. So I said, let's go with it, y'all. And so we posted it. And from that post, we had transfer from first Mississippi State. We had transfers from Syracuse. We had a lot of people hitting us up, but, God saw fit for us going a different direction from them. Obviously they went somewhere else, but it was awesome. We signed 2 players from that flyer. 2 good.
That's crazy. The girl out of Minnesota. And
we signed the leading scorer from the University of Houston. She's a leading scorer, and she led the team in steals. 6'1" guard. She's what we were missing. So we signed her, and we signed a big 6'2" post player from UAB. So yeah.
B. Jones, she said they signed a 6'1" point guard.
That's pretty big for female basketball. That's gonna be a monster. Goodness. All right, so now you hung out. I mean, oh my God, it's just so much. But Kevin, can you give me some slow music here? Because one of the things that inspired me so much about Coach Reed is a story. And as much as the fashion and the fun with the kids and energy and all the viral videos, there's an actual story behind this that tells you who you are. Now, a couple of years ago, you lost your father. And that actually forged a bond with not only your team, but it brought you closer to your son. And you have been very transparent, and you put your heart out there for everybody to see. Your son is holding the trophies. He's at every game. He's right behind the bench. It's almost like he's an honorary part of the team. Tell us a little bit about what that transition in your life, losing your father, really getting your son involved in the program, and then going on to all the success.
Yeah, that's my dude. This job at this level is really tough, and you have so many people depending on you. You have a community depending on you, university depending on you. So you have to be strong no matter what. Unfortunately, people don't understand when you have a loss. When you are a leader, they still want you to get it done. And so when I lost my dad helped me tremendously with my son. My son is a type 1 diabetic. He was diagnosed at 4. And so my dad helped him. And coaching basketball is so, it's so tough on the schedule. And then you have to make sure my son is okay. So my dad passed. I had brought in a nanny to help me out. And that didn't work. His numbers were so high. He stayed in the hospital. So I asked my athletic director, hey, can he just travel with me? And so he started traveling with us. And, that way I was able to monitor his sugar. Y'all, at halftime of games, I was telling him, check his sugar. We were checking sugar. We were giving insulin. Then I go into the locker room and coach my team. And they saw that. My team saw how I was open and transparent and allowing him to be in my space and taking good care of him, but also taking good care of them. And so I'm just excited that he's able to see this, y'all, because he's 9, but he's developing a great deal of discipline by seeing what we do every day and seeing what I do as a coach every day and listening to these conversations and listening to the strategic part of it. So it's been a blessing.
You probably get a lot of basketball acumen too. That boy probably might be a crazy good coach. Yeah. I'm telling you, that's going to be crazy. All right, so the last question I got, then I'll turn it over to you, Kev. I wouldn't be a good host if we didn't touch the elephant in the room. Jackson State, we bleed in the blue. But Jackson State last summer made probably one of the biggest decisions. It made waves in the historic, and by bringing in Coach Prime. And I saw that you spent a lot of time with Coach Prime, you and your staff. You've even put out messages like, wow, I learned a lot today. And even though it's football and basketball, tell us how Coach Prime has elevated that athletic department and made you a better coach just by being around him?
Yeah, Coach Prime, you know, he came in with an open mind. He was certainly for the growth of the university, for the growth of each athletic program, not just football, each program, and for the growth of the community. And so the speech he gave in his press conference is what he upheld to. That's what that's his driving force, and he has not wavered from that. And because of who he is and what he chose to do, it is making us all better. You know, him and I spent a lot of time together when he first got here, wanting to know how were we so successful so early with limited resources. And so, you know, he has guys on his staff who played in the NFL, who coached in the NFL. So, you know, they had a lot of resources. So now that the dynamics change now. So we sat and talked about how to be successful. He listened, he shared with me, and y'all, even to this day, he called, we'll FaceTime and he'll share some nuggets with me. He's amazing. The attention he's bringing, the supporters he's bringing, you know, we all drove off the Cadillac lot with 2021 Cadillacs.
I saw that.
Yeah, it was huge. And, you know, people are wanting to be a part of something great. And it's something that I've been wanting for a very long time for the program. And so bringing him on has been phenomenal.
Hey, I would say I'm jealous, but I really am. All right, so Coach, what does a typical day look like for you?
A typical day for me, I was a teacher. So I will wake up, get my son up early, get him ready for virtual school. He'll be online with virtual school, but I'll be right there teaching him everything because it was tough. Once they opened it up for the students to come back into class, the teacher had class students and virtual students. So it was a lot for her. So I did a lot of teaching because I didn't want my son to fall behind and not be ill prepared for the fourth grade. I shut everything down. So I didn't do anything work related from 6 a.m. until about 1 p.m. It was all dedicated to my son and helping him. After that is when my work day start. My staff knows I come in and we have our staff meeting. We get caught up with everything. So from 1 to about 5, it's work for me. And then, you know, back home, people think I like to talk. I really don't like to talk. I'm really an introvert, but people don't know that. So I know, right? So when I get home, like, I just want to watch TV, play on Instagram, and do social media and text all day. That's me. I love restaurants. I'll go to a nice restaurant and sit and hang out a little bit. And I like to take vacations now. Every weekend I'm looking to go somewhere. So that's me. That's what I do.
All right, Coach. So let's say that hypothetically I have a daughter and her dad can play. You know, I can ball. All right. So I'm just putting it out there. All right.
Child, please.
I'll show you one day. You think I'm playing. Didn't Coach Terry tell you I could? Okay, never mind. So Coach, why should I send my daughter to Jackson State to play for you?
Well, I would say this. If you want to be a part of a family environment, that's who we are. I'm a very reachable, touchable, sociable, loving, caring head coach. And for me, it's about making you a better person, not just on the basketball court, but in the classroom. And I want to prepare you for life after graduation. A lot of times we get stuck. We don't know what to do when we graduate. I want to help prepare you for that. That preparation starts when you step foot on my campus. And when you leave, you're ready for whatever you're going to step your foot into. The transfer portal is huge. A lot of players are transferring because they don't have relationships with their coaches. That's not what you're going to have at Jackson State. You're going to have a coach that's going to love you, that's going to pray with you and pray for you. I'm going to identify things that you need to stay away from, and I'm going to also commend you for things you do great. But I'm going to be there. And so I'm going to be your second mom away from home. I'm going to be the cool mom. And so, that's what you're looking for. That's the family environment you want to be a part of, where you're going to grow, where you're going to learn, where you're going to develop your skill and develop your character and personality. Jackson State is the place to be.
Kev, you kicked that recruiting coordinator in. Look, she broke that down. I almost put in my letter of commitment, man. I almost signed.
Hey, look, who doesn't want to come where the rings reside? I mean,
where the rings reside. We
don't just compete. We come to win. The bar has been set. If you want to be a part of a winning program, institution, and be a part of a winning coach, wherever I've been, we won. This is the place to be.
Okay, so besides building relationships with your athletes, what is something that basketball has taught you that you can use in everyday life?
Basketball has taught me a great deal of discipline. And I think you need discipline in anything that you do. And that's really important. It's given a very good foundation. It's taught me how to be committed and how to see things through. It's taught me how to be competitive, okay with losing, how to handle and deal with losing, but how to celebrate wins as well. Not just in the game of competition, but in the game of life. We're gonna lose some, but you gotta keep going. You can't give up, and you're gonna win some. And you can't stick on that win. You gotta keep doing things so you can keep winning. So those are things that basketball has taught me.
Okay, so you're a member of Delta Sigma Theta, as we mentioned earlier in the show. So why Delta?
Oh, that's a great question. Wow, I've never got that question. So my mom was an AKA. She passed away when I was a senior in high school to cancer. And, I had a lot of respect for AKAs. My mom did not like Deltas. Growing up, she thought Deltas was so unclassy. But I went on to college, my senior year in college. I had AKAs to come take me out and hang out with me, and I had Deltas to hang out and take me out. And at the time, the Deltas were the most involved in the community. They were doing the things that I liked and what I was about. And so that's the direction I went in. I didn't just want to be something because of a name. I wanted to be something where I could make a difference. And that's what the Deltas were doing in that community, making a difference.
You are killing all these questions. I know. I think the best I got you was with a superhero. That's about it. Okay. So, Coach, this is the part where I get in your business, okay?
Inquiring minds want to know.
I know you've seen the movie Love and Basketball, correct?
Okay, yes.
All right, let's say that you're Monica Wright. Do you have a Quincy McCall in your life?
I do not.
Okay, so now
what?
That's the question. If there's an athlete that's out there that if they slid into your DMs, you would be full go, who would it be?
Oh, man. Who would it be? What's the big guy name at New Orleans Pelicans? The big tall
Zion. You've been in Louisiana too much.
I know. Okay, so how tall are you, Coach?
I am 5. Okay, so this is the woman answer, right? This is what coaches do. I'm 5'8" with shoes, and I'm 5'11" with heels on.
Okay, so you're 5'8". Is there a height requirement that comes with a man that you're trying to date?
No, I just want a good man.
Are they intimidated by you, Coach? What do you think the holdup is? Or is you just like, hey, right now I'm focused on trying to get these rings, and I just don't have time. I got a son that's dealing with diabetes. I got a program that I'm trying to make world class. Or is it just it's a lot of idiots out there?
Well, no, I was in a very meaningful relationship, I thought, for 3 years, and we had a bad breakup last year, right when the pandemic hit. And I just never recovered from it. It was really tough. I've tried to go on dates since then. You just need time to process and heal. I think there are a lot of great guys out there. I think I've been approached by a lot of great guys. But if they don't come at the right time, at the proper time, it doesn't work, right? So it's a little intimidation there. But once people find out how cool I am and all that other stuff doesn't matter, just be a great guy. That's all that matters.
Well, Coach, I'm going to tell you straight up. My wife, we went shopping for a Louis. And we in the store, and I asked, well, I love that purse. How much that cost? And the woman said, oh, that one's just $2,500. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if you showing up on a first date with a Louis and all that, them dudes like, and then you pulling up in a Cadillac too, Coach. Them dudes like, oh Lord,
man, really?
I mean, you walking in $50,000 strong.
Yeah.
Golly, y'all. So I need to carry. I need to get my Michael Kors back.
Now, Coach, you be you, and if they can't handle you because you're driving like that, then hey, that's on them.
Yeah, I'm tagging Zion. I'm tagging Zion in this right now.
Yeah. So his assistant coach, I used to work for her at Louisiana Tech, Teresa Weatherspoon.
Oh, Teaspoon.
Yeah, she's now the assistant coach for the Pelicans. And so they posted a picture of me and Zion like on Snapchat. They had this filter and it was him talking and it had my little head like a FaceTime, right? And so I posted and everybody thought I was on FaceTime with him. And I was like, y'all, this is a filter. But Teresa hit me up and she said, T, you crazy, girl. You crazy. Like,
hey, real talk. I grew up watching Teaspoon, like Louisiana Tech, them days, Leon Baltimore, that whole like when you in Shreveport. Let me tell you something. Real talk. Louisiana Tech girls basketball program in the 80s and early 90s was bigger than LSU's men and women's program. I mean, that team at that time when Teaspoon, like she could have been the governor of the state. That's how popular she was out there in Louisiana. That's crazy. You know her, huh? You kicking it with her.
That's my girl.
That's cool. That is super cool. That's super cool. All right, coach. Well, you know, you're a competitive person. You fight for rebounds. You hustle. You understand how important it is to come out on top after good days of hard work, right? Well, this is the part of the show where Kevin and I, we play a game called Championship Rounds. Kev, are you ready?
Am I ready? That's my question to you. Are you ready?
All right, coach. So what we do, have you ever played the game Would You Rather?
Yes, I think I have.
All right, well, this is very simple. I'll present you an option. Kev will present you an option. As the host or the guest / judge, you can only select one of those options. Whoever you select gets a point. The best out of 3 will win this game of championship rounds and will keep the movement going forward. Now, I want to let you know, if you're rocking with us and you've been a true follower of the show, then you recognize Kevin is up 12 games to 11. He just recently took a lead in the last performance. And so now it is my time to come back with a vengeance. All right, coach. So all we ask is that you answer it and tell us a little bit why you selected that. And Kevin, since you are currently wearing the belt, sir, I will acquiesce to you and let you take this thing over.
Thank you, loser. Okay, so coach, would you rather make it to the national championship game without knowing if you will win or lose, or
would you rather win 5 straight SWAC titles, but you get no higher than a 14 seed in the tournament?
I would rather get to the national championship game whether I win or lose.
Hey, Kevin, that's the only one I'm going to give you, sir. That's the only one I'm gonna give you.
All this winning I'm doing over here is just
coach, we got to win rings though. We gonna get 5 straight rings, coach.
Yeah, but
we got an opportunity. We could beat Baylor.
Yeah, you get to the national championship. I'll be bringing in 5. My bench would be full of 5 stars, and my bank account would be about 2.5 million.
Ooh, okay, 𝐤𝐨𝐿. All right.
So, round 2. Round 1 went to me, of course. So round 2, would you rather get a lifetime contract with Team Jordan or Nike, or
get your own fashion design line from Gucci or Louis Vuitton?
Oh my goodness, get my own fashion design line from Gucci or Louis. Absolutely.
Yeah. That was slam dunk there. I knew I couldn't win that one.
After doing the show, I knew that was a win. So we planned these questions before the show, so we didn't know. Hey, I'm gonna take the point, Kev. Stop being a strong loser.
That's on you, pimp. That's on you.
All right, coach. Last one. Here we go. And all the pressure's on you, so don't get nervous. Would you rather be a Hall of Fame SWAC head coach and retire at Jackson State, or
move to the WNBA and win a championship as a head coach?
Oh.
Mine is legendary. His is a one-hit wonder.
That's good. Wow. That's a good one. I would have to say legendary Hall of Famer.
For the SWAC going down in Jackson State lore.
Yeah.
You scared me for a minute, coach. You scared me for a minute.
I have to say that and let me just put this out there. The WNBA pays good, but my dream would be to leave Jackson State and go to the NBA. Now, had you said the NBA, you would have had me.
Here's what's crazy, coach. Here, but we didn't know if you had aspirations to go to the NBA. That was going to be the one I asked you instead of WNBA. It was going to be NBA.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. But you didn't ask, and you didn't win. So now we're tied 12. We're tied 12-12. All right, Coach. So the title of the show is You Got Next. And as we wind down, we want to know, what does the future hold for Coach Reed?
Well, I'm excited. We have a really good recruiting class coming in, and so we're just trying to get these players prepared for that. Obviously, we want to come in and pick up some places where we left off. We want to continue to build a championship program, and we want to get to the NCAA as a 11th seed.
Hey, you drew a tough Baylor. That was, now I thought about it. The more and more we talk, that Baylor team you drew had like 2 first rounders in the WNBA on that team. That was kind of crazy. But to even say that you got the play on the same stage with those girls, that had to be a tremendous experience. And now I'm walking into any kid's living room and saying, look, that's what we got. Next time we're gonna go further. There's nothing in your coaching career that hasn't showed me progression. So I'm with you. You're gonna get that 11th seed this year, Coach. You're gonna knock some folks off they merit. So we didn't ask you would you rather, but Louisiana food over Mississippi food.
Louisiana.
Already.
I'm sorry, Mississippi. I'm sorry.
No, come on now. Now I'll say one thing about Jackson, Mississippi. There's a bowling alley there. It's probably as big as my living room. It is not big at all. So yeah.
Wait a minute now. Wait.
Yeah. Defend Jackson, Coach.
You know good and well. That one that's in Jackson, Mississippi. That bowling alley is
we
not
got big bowling alleys. We actually have one that's huge. So they
must have built that. I haven't been there in a while. The one I went to.
That one down that you're talking about. I think you may be talking about. I know Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, you just go in there. You can touch this wall. You can touch both walls pretty much. That's just how small it is.
Damn, you got to come back. We're balling. Louisiana, y'all have the spices, the best spices, the best. I mean, they make a French fry taste gourmet. I love Louisiana. And I'm gonna tell you, I was 225 when I lived in Louisiana. I'm 185 now. I was 225.
You wanted that good food, huh? You was wearing it, huh?
And those drive through daiquiri spots, I tell you.
Don't tell them about it, Coach. That's a Louisiana secret. All right, you mentioned Dawn Staley earlier, and this will be the last question I ask. And I'm sorry, I'm just enjoying it so much. What did that mean for you to see Adia Barnes and Dawn Staley accomplish what they accomplished last year at this Final Four, to be the first 2 African-American coaches, female coaches, to play at the same time?
Oh man, that was phenomenal. That showed how our sport is truly growing. It also showed how our race, our culture has made a turn. Now we have an opportunity to be on that platform. Dawn Staley obviously has been there several times, but to see Adia get it done and so soon in her career as the head coach there, it's phenomenal. It gives me so much hope that maybe one day I'll be on that stage and that platform. And it just makes you want to work that much harder. Truly a blessing and a great feeling to see.
Well, Coach, you've been truly a blessing and a great show. So send out your shout outs. Who you want to show some love to before we log off?
Well, I want to show some love to my son, Carlin. I love him dearly. Shout out to Jackson State University, to our alumni, to our women's basketball team, to my phenomenal coaches, all of our supporters worldwide, everybody who follow me on social media. Thank you. The love is awesome. And just thank you.
Hey, everybody you said, as I tracked through, they all played a very important part. So now it's some recruit that's watching this video, and they were like, "Man, I got to go play for her." What's that DM? How do they find you, Coach? How can they follow you?
Listen, you can follow me on Instagram at Coach Tomekia Reed, TomekiaReed. I'm on Twitter at Coach T Reed. And I am on Facebook as Tomekia Reed. So please follow us.
Yeah. Well, Coach Tomekia Reed, Jackson State University, where the rings reside. You got next. We are so thrilled and so excited to have you on. This was an amazing experience. I told y'all this was a good one. And I hate to tell y'all, we got to get you back, Coach, because we ain't even unpack half the stuff we got on this thing that we can talk about. We ain't talking about your playing days. I mean, it's so much other stuff we can get into. But with that being said, we want to thank y'all for checking us out, joining in the show. Don't forget, leave a comment below. Wish Coach Reed and her ladies fighting Tigers. It's Jackson State of Tigers, right?
We are the Tigers.
Yeah. But y'all know this defend. They play defense.
That's right.
Hey, so y'all show them some love. Leave them some comments. Remember, Kev and I, we go live every Wednesday night with Sports Life Talk crew, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. If you follow and subscribe, you'll be notified, and you'll, of course, get more free content like you got today. And we keep that mission going. Follow us at www.sportslifetalk.com and at SportsLifeTalk on any platform you can think of. Come check us out. Come hang with us. Come rock with us. We want you to be a part of the nation. Coach, thank you for stopping by. We want to thank your fans for coming and stopping by. We really truly appreciate y'all. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all take care of one another. And remember, we love y'all, and we will see y'all again on Sports Life Talk. You got next. Yeet.
Bye.
Lil' baby say I'm fly, she see me. I know I got a giant in the drip, but I double cause I'm tired of the vibe, she clingy. And I don't play around with the wrist, when I get it, you already know the vibe, it's VVs. I swear I feel alive when I'm in the yo into the air, making vibes on repeat. And I ain't gotta lie, you see these. She said she wanna vibe, she need 3. Each one for my boys, my teamies. Swimming through the riches with my squad, believe me. Iced out Audemars, Philippe's. Big dog since a jit, know I'm 8. Cook and let them know I'm different raw with the apron. Do this for my sons, I know it's mine for the taking. Lil' baby look like she the type that be playing. Slide and I skate this. She done me probably thinking who this. Yeah, money now it's funny how I see the mood switch. But boy, lame girl, funny how the two mix. So I got them uptight, now they got the loose lips. Want the doors with a suicide on them. If I'm winning, gotta put my slimes on it. I ain't buying in the Gucci or Prada. That she my man, and it's proof for her solid. Dripped and finesse like Kyrie. Young man with his own brand, I designed it. Whole gang got a wrist spring cause I iced it. No name in my domain, I'm the nicest. Night game, know I used to dream of the diamond. 2 bad things I'm in between like a hyphen. When I pull up to the